All right. Can y'all hear us now on YouTube? Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear us right now. Okay, I think y'all should be able to. So, man, let me go refresh it. Okay, so Mr. Rashad, can you go back to the website? Yeah, they can hear us now. We'll just go over this really quickly. So basically, if you want to apply for financial hardship for dues, you're going to go to ARNANJS.org. You're going to go to financial hardship application. Once you do that, you're going to click on the constitutional dues application, and it's going to ask you a list of questions that you need to fill out. Once you fill this out, you're going to need to schedule or we'll reach out to you to schedule an appointment to go over your application and see if you actually qualify. And then once you do that, then we'll give you out the actual plan of what you'll be doing. For those who don't qualify, and then you just don't pay your dues that are up for this year. If you go back to the website, Mr. Rashad, for me real quick, please. What's going to end up happening is that you're going to have to, if you go to the fee schedule, for me, yep. What you're going to end up having to do if you don't want to get demoted to the IPA, because that's what's going to happen by default if you don't pay your dues, you can protest it, but you're going to have to pay a fee of $50 in order for it to be heard, to make sure that you don't get demoted, right? And we can go over that whenever the time sees fit. You can ask the questions regarding of this process when it comes to constitutional dues and things of that nature, or just protesting being demoted to the IPA. So that was the main portion. And then to wrap up on the sovereign citizen stuff. So if you go back to the agenda for me, Minister Rashad, if you could, appreciate it. The big thing that we're seeing is that we're seeing a rise of information in regards of sovereign citizen tactics again. So they've been around for a while, but the idea is that we don't want you nationals to get caught up, confused, or causing injury to yourself by utilizing these tactics, right? A lot of them are bogus, and a lot of them are old stuff that have been around for a long time. And really, if there is a particular legal issue that you're having, that's what jurists can do. They can solve that issue legally for the most part, or you could contact the NJS to get some type of guidance, which you're allowed to. 10 minutes free. Obviously, anything more than that, you're going to have to pay whoever one you want to actually, consult with and work with, right? So that's the big thing. So just understand that we have remedy. You can have remedy for nationals, but to find it in sovereign citizen tactics, you're going to get yourself injured. So, and that's really what we want to make sure that we address. So, I guess, did anyone from the NJS side have anything to add to that?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to add on top of what you just said. I agree 100%. And one thing that I heard the chief say a while ago, I'm not sure when, but he said that what these sovereign citizens are striving to do is get the status that we already have,
right,
as nationals. So when we look through our protocol manual and we look at the affidavits that are designed for us, and the name change and the birth certificate response, or the documents, that's our process,
right.
So don't go outside of that. We have our own protocols.
That is correct.
Yes.
And that's essentially what we keep reinforcing, is that we have it already within our protocols. We utilize the laws that are afforded to us, and then that's how we can create the remedy. So it's just a matter of, if nationals aren't understanding the process, and that's where you got to consult a jurist or consult somebody from the NJS to get clarity, right? So If no one else has anything to add on that, we can move on. Um, so I know, Chief Ansar, have you heard anything for the CPS case regarding the national with his son up in New Jersey? Have you heard anything from the courts or anything like that on that?
No, sir, I haven't gotten any notification.
Okay. And I know with the second CPS case in California, that one's coming up in October the 25th, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to get with Brother Salik on that and just make sure that we're all on the same page as far as the game plan of how to go about it, utilizing our processes and procedures and stuff. So,
yes, sir. Okay.
very good, very good. Um, and then on the event in December, it's our annual Ramadan fast. So all nationals, you already know what time it starts. Starts in December. Um, and there's a video that Chief has done for those who are not sure, what that entails and how to actually go about the fast properly. There's a couple of videos that actually go into detail of how to actually go about it, the prayers, the meditations that you'll do along with that. And if you have any questions on that, maybe you have some medical concerns, definitely feel free to reach out to Aboriginal Medical Association or any of the credentialed tribal doctors within the jurisdiction. And we also have the ARNA ball also in December as well. So it should be towards the end of December. I don't know if anyone received the final dates on the NJS side of that, but usually it's towards the end.
Specific dates, but it's usually the last day of the month, but it just depends on, I guess, usually it's on the weekend, so depends on what day that last day falls on. I think, let me check. In December, there's 31 days. Mm-hmm. I believe last year it was on the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And previous year, 31st, I believe. So this year, it looks like Sunday is the 31st, so it could be on the 30th. I'm not sure. So okay. We haven't received it yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure once that's finalized, there'll be a notification of the exact day, and then we'll just share it amongst our pages and whatnot, and make sure that the nationals are aware. But it's very important, for nationals to just go through this. I think it'll do a lot of powerful things for rewiring synapses and the just in your brain, the DNA and things of that nature. So, and what you're actually trying to actually accomplish. So, it's just overall, it's good to do the fast at this time. So, any other comments on that we need to mention for that particular line item? Okay. If not, I'll move on. So, okay, so I think we should. I'm proposing that we put the fasting bill up again for the fall session. And also I would like to get on our agenda to go over kind of the specifics of the penal code within the drill society. I think we need to take more steps to kind of get that finalized. So I wanted to see what was everyone's thoughts on the fasting bill. I just want to start with one thing at a time. I know we try to propose the fasting and the exercise, but maybe we could just start with the fast bill for the fall session, and then maybe do the exercise for the spring. But I wanted to get everybody's thoughts, feedback on that. I think it's really good overall for the fasting, like I mentioned. So I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on that.
Do we need to go over the votes for these bills, or?
Well, we have to reintroduce the bill because it was struck down, like it wasn't approved. So we would have to reintroduce it again.
So is it about a penal code attached to or adding these two events or obligations like fasting and
So
you added it or a penal code to it, like for not doing it or making it mandatory? Is that what we're talking about?
no, so they're two separate things, right? So the fasting bill, we proposed it already in the circuit, and that was just basically making it kind of like a mandatory practice. Because I get it that not everybody's able to do the exercise or whatever the case is, but I think overall, the fasting would help nationals in general if we made it mandatory. I know it gets a little wonky on that portion of it, but we just want to make the idea and the intent behind it is just to let's improve our nationals' health overall by participating in these fasts, because overall just the benefits that come with it, from my own experience and as well as assisting others doing this, it's worked out very, very, very well in a powerful way. So
yeah, I actually think going back toward like the first year when we were having the rites of passage, putting it on camera and promoting it, I think that would do a lot to help people to start, participating in it. I still don't like. I think if we voted on that bill right now, I think it would probably be the same result. But I think maybe if we just came from a different, promoted from a different perspective, like I said, by just going out, doing it, recording it, putting it on YouTube, putting it on our social medias, and people wanting to join in that way, rather than trying to like enforce it through a bill. Because I still don't know how effective that would be.
Right. Okay. Right. I was thinking something along the same ways, but kind of like in reverse. Whereas we ourselves who are over regions have to do a better organizing of people in our regions, and it should be obligatory upon us as and to participate in these the physical training.
So basically, start small and then expand.
Yes, sir. And then we build our squad. So we have a group of people in our region who we meet with, and then obligate them to that, and then we keep that pretty good.
Wait, what? Say that again, guy.
I just think, and then what you said, of course. But when I'm sorry.
No, I said that again, guy. You kind of cut out.
Yeah, yes, sir. My signal.
Yes, sir.
But yes, sir. So pretty much organizing from both ways, like we're saying, because if we just say it's mandatory and we don't have any organizing or enforcement behind it, we can just, what would we get out of it? So
sidebar, Minister.
I would say that
sidebar, Minister Rashad. That is not. If you can go back to the right agenda, that's not the right agenda.
Can you hear me still?
Yes, sir.
So let me. I'll just up that.
Now, so in essence, I'm saying it should be obligatory.
Yes,
but it should be obligatory with obligations.
Right.
You know, from us.
So you so would okay, so then let's do this then. So would everybody in the NJS um starting next month moving forward be willing to do that, like within whether it's within your region or just within the NJS, to record the process of doing the fasting and the exercising, and then sharing it via the channel on our page and pages. Yay, nay? Go ahead.
Are we doing the vote right here? Is this because I know we missed the Minister Arkan. I don't know if he.
So this is just a.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with it. I agree. You know, to have it to where we, pretty much what I said, organize the people amongst in our region. And yes, I'm with making it obligatory. I mean, being Muslim is obligatory anyway. But I'm not saying like enforce that because of that, but because of health. This is what we're talking about, being a healthy nation.
Right. No, the idea is just really to for us to just be, set the example, right? It doesn't need, it doesn't take a whole lot. It's just, if you're already doing it, all you're really doing it is just you documenting it and then making it public. It's pretty, it doesn't take too long. And it pushes us to, encourage group harmonious activities, right? So for those, in the region, y'all get together, y'all record it, y'all talk about it, or y'all document it, and then you upload it, and then boom. I'm willing to do it.
Where will we upload it?
We will just upload it to the NJS, and then from there, from the NJS, y'all can, if y'all wanted to upload it to y'all's local regional places, that's cool too. But the idea is just for us being in the position that we are, to lead by example.
Okay. Now, when you were talking about the penal code, what was that regarding?
That's a whole separate discussion. So the penal code, I drafted up something, and I just want us to just kind of still plug away at, working and crafting it into a better, the optimal penal code, by just like continuously like look at it, not just like cast away into the shadows, and not, we're just continuously working on it. This is not even proposing it as a bill. This is just making sure that we continue to work on it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So that was it. So that's why it's just two separate things. So, Minister Giselle, what's your thoughts on the fasting and uploading it to the NJS?
You mean like as a bill?
No. Just, this is not even a bill. This is just us making the commitment to, to lead by example.
Yeah. That's that's what we should be doing anyway. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna make a note that, make sure. Yeah, I think I already started. So everyone in NJS. Everyone
For the workout, we're going to be posting times,
post the time, and if you can, if you're able to, just show yourself doing maybe like beginning of the act. So like, let's say you're about to do the mile, just grab your phone, just hold it, say I'm about to do the mile, and you start running, and then you can turn it off, and then you can actually focus on just running, right? If you need to do that. Or the same thing goes if you're doing the jump rope. Like, hey, I'm about to do the jump rope. You can either prop up the jump rope, have somebody else in the group do it, like have somebody, if you do it as a group, somebody who's not actually, maybe they finished, or whatever the case is, record everybody that's there, and then because that's how we did it within the region. It was either somebody was holding it, recording it, or I actually recorded it. So whichever way is possible. But
Can you send me the link to that, Bill? Or is that on? That's actually on the government site, isn't it?
Yeah, where you post your times and whether you did the actual fast or not. So if you go to arnagovernment.org, and then you should see where it says rites of passage tab, and then you see where it says monthly men's and women's monthly training, and then the 3-day fast, and then that's where you'll submit. It says complete first or last weekend of the month, right? Yep. So that's where we're recorded. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it a step further by just showing proof that we're actually participating and doing it. And then we upload it just to lead by example, to encourage more participation. So that would mean that the last weekend would be the week of the starting on the 27th, 27, 28, 29. Those will be the days.
Showing everybody.
Yes, sir. That's good. So I'm gonna document that. So we'll do it on the 27th, 27, 28, 29. And those are the days we'll do it. All right. And then we just need to make sure that we continue to work on this. And I think the form should have been fixed where, because I know in the past nationals were like, oh, I can't upload it again because it says I've already uploaded. So you should be able to do that. So it shouldn't be an issue anymore. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's move on since we don't have any other thoughts on those things, and I appreciate everybody's input. So let's talk about Sun Village. This is very important. So is Brother Salik on? I don't see nobody in the chat waiting. So let me take that off.
Let's see.
I can text him. If it's easier, let me text him. You can join now. Let me see. Did you?
You did get the link, right?
Should have. Did you send it to him or no?
No, sir, I didn't send it. So.
Oh, snaps. Hold on. Let me go ahead and send it to him. Shoot.
Yeah, we were just talking, so I thought we all had it, when we got off the line.
Yes, sir. think that's what happened. This was the wrong one. I ended up posting the wrong link. I think that's what happened. Okay. So go ARNA NJS.org. Shoot, right here. I think that's it. Let me make sure that's the right one. Hold on, that's not the right one. It's this one. Oops. Hold on, that's not the right one. No wonder people are joining that one. Okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post it on StreamYard, the right link, so that people can actually join later on.
Okay.
This is the link. Yeah, because I realize that's not it. Okay. Copy. Send it to Salik. Paste. All right, so that's what I was wondering. Let me reply to my own thing. Reply.
Also, is there a place where the actual bills are listed?
Yeah, so one of them,
Well, I know that won't be good. This one, because it didn't pass. But,
Yeah, I just talked to him. He's gonna get on.
okay, I sent him the right link. But you saying for the bills that actually passed,
Right.
that's on our page, and it should be on the and it not should be, but it is on the Ministerial Congress's website as well. So you'll see like the bills passed, and then you'll click on that, and then you can actually see the details of the actual bill. So that was the only one that NJS has passed. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we move on to something else because we weren't ready for Sun Village, or is this?
No.
This
was just a question. This was just a question while we're waiting.
Okay.
And I sent him the link, so let me see if he's joined or not.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna just open it up for him.
Yep, I just got him.
And then he got it. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Of course, everyone knows I'm currently sitting in the seat of the mayor of Sun Village, California. Since I've been in that seat, we have reorganized that black town into a tribal township up under ARNA, or up under under ARNA. I don't want to get too technical with it. So a lot of people have been asking about our agenda, to put it out clear and concise, what it is with the e-residency, what it is with our membership and the land acquisitions that we're doing. So what I decided to do was bring on our corresponding secretary, Sadiq Wayeb El, who's also a jurist in ARNA, and just to have him explain further the details of what we have in place for the nationals of ARNA and for those people who are not nationals of ARNA. All right, so the brother did get on, right?
Yes, sir. Brother Salik, okay, yes, you can go ahead and
Peace.
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 Thank you for the invite. Peace, family. Yes, my video was not on at the time. I was actually working on some other things, and I did not get the time frame that this meeting was going to be held. So sorry for that inconvenience on that.
No, you're good.
So basically here, what I have here for the agenda for nationals of ARNA to participate in the Sun Village project, we have e-residency. We do e-residency. It's important because it allows you to have residency within Sun Village for you to establish voting rights, businesses, and overall the support of Sun Village's development through e-residency programs. And that will also give you the desire to be a stakeholder in the process of support of Sun Village. So e-residency is number one on the agenda for nationals to be a part of, to assist and help in the process of development of Sun Village.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, we for agenda number 2 is to purchase land in Sun Village, because there again you become a stakeholder in the property, so you have possession of property within the jurisdiction of Sun Village. So that is also important, and we feel that the more land that we can buy up, the more we can have to create opportunities. So there is land available. There is A2, which would be heavy agricultural land available.
Okay.
The villagers there, members there, like to continue to keep it as a rural town. So as far as future developments, as far as agriculture, as its communities, homes, mobile home park, farming, all those things are they're there. It's available. So 1 and 2 is e-residency. Secondary part 2 would be land ownership.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Minister
Yes, sir.
Rashad, could you go to Sun Village, California .com for me?
Yes, sir.
Or .org?
And
.org?
while he's
I think it's
doing that,
.org, sorry.
yes, sir. Pardon himself. Just want to add to what Brother Sadiq was talking about, and to give the nationals a little bit more understanding of what e-residency is. An e-residence is an extended resident.
.org. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's another website. But those are people of Sun Village that are doing the Juneteenth celebration for Sun Village.
Mm-hmm.
However, an extended resident of Sun Village is a person who lives in another state or territory who wants to be recognized as a resident and have business there. So when they do become an e-resident, they will be establishing a business there in Sun Village. They can operate at home,
Mm-hmm.
but it would be under our jurisdiction, whereas it would be a tribal business and, set up taxes and other benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Also, an e-resident has the ability to vote and be a part of the development of Sun Village. That part being the land. Our land is vast. So the measurements say 1,000 hectares.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say only about 20% or 25% of that has streets and homes and ranches and farmland and things like that. When I won't say farmland, I would say the rest is farmland. And we have over 3,000 properties listed in Sun Village, and currently 610 of them are tax delinquent. We have a list of everyone there, all of the people who own plots of land there. and their addresses and things. So when it comes down to purchasing, we will have it to where you would get with a committee that we set up to deal with that. So, yes, sir. You wanted to say something, Mr. Kojo?
Yeah, I was just gonna, just chime in that it's really a simple process to become an e-resident of some village. Like if you go to where you're at, Minister Rashad, just click on become an e-resident. You go back up to the top, town council. Yep, e-resident. Scroll down, see all the benefits of what, and then I think you click on the actual emblem to become resident, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So if you don't mind, like, could you expand just like how seamless the process is to be an e-resident of Chief Ansar?
Yes, sir. So it's a simple form. You would be putting in information to register yourself. I believe you can register a business as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look that on the form. But basically, you fill it out, and it'll be as if you were registering a business, but in Sun Village. And then it would go to the people in our commerce department. They register the business within 72 hours. Very similar to how ARNA does it, because we pretty much got our systems and institutions from ARNA. We mimicked it for the town.
Mm-hmm.
And within that time, you would get your business registered and your paperwork showing that you are an e-resident of Sun Village. And it's just that simple. You might have about 10 questions there, like, do you know somebody in Sun Village? If you do, who are they? Do you want to sponsor in Sun Village if that person is going to sponsor you? That type of stuff.
Okay, very good. And then
Yes, sir.
this is for both you and Salik. How easy, is it to just like, purchase some land within some village?
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a few ways to purchase land, and there's one way that's very easy, but I would say the easier it is, the longer the payout. So there's a process to where you can just put $1 down, and then a $300 processing fee for paperwork and transferring, that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, you can commit to making a payment to a particular entity, and once you pay that off, they'll transfer all the property over to you. But while you're doing that, you have the rights to build on it, do whatever it is that you want to do on it, to either generate something on the property to pay for the ticket of the property, So that's one way. $1 down, $300 processing fee. It gets you into any land acquisition. So another way is like what I was talking about. We have a list of the owners. So some of these people, may be distressed owners. Some of these people may not care. Some of them may be going too far into delinquency to where it's not necessary to get at them personally at all. But some of these people may be willing to sell, and for the price that is listed as, or the delinquency. So that's another process. Another one is in the state of California, they have a thing called, I won't say the state of California. Well, yeah, the county of Los Angeles has a process called the Chapter 8 Purchase Agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And that is nonprofit organizations within the town could register with the county to get a list of the delinquent properties and buy them at wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
Or, pennies on a dollar for one, So to give an idea, of what a plot of land in Sun Village would cost, it depends on the infrastructure that's on it, because we have some places that are built on the main roads,
Right.
and they have a lot more value than the ones that are in the back streets. So we have 145 blocks east to west and 45 blocks north to south. 45 of those blocks is populated with, 45 by 45 blocks is populated by about 12,000 people.
Yes, sir.
There's empty plots of land in between there, and then further out east is just more open areas. So these lands at 1 acre, there are some 1 acre options, but a lot of these are bigger than 1 acre, 2 acres, 2.5, 5 acres, 4 acres, stuff like that. But they do have some smaller options. So for the 2.5 acres that we purchased, or that we're in the process of purchasing, had an initial value of $5,000. So, I mean, that's feasible, with a group of people to come together, maybe on some type of a trust, to get something like that if they couldn't get it on their own. They got some other land that was an 8 acre. It was one for 8 acres for $23,000.
That's not bad either.
Yeah, then there was a 1 acre for $3,500, and then there was another 1 acre for $10,000, and that would just depended on where it was and if it had piping under it or fiber optics, stuff like that makes the land more valuable. Whereas if it was just a plot of land with just dirt, or some forage or something.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say the message could be pretty clear. I mean, if nationals, whether they're in the IPA or ARNA, utilize their indigenous business to get business credit, they could take a portion of that business credit and purchase land as a group collectively, or as a group of individuals that are coming together to purchase land in Sun Village and be residents at the same time. So,
right. I mean, when you want to think about any kind of ideas that, I won't say any kind of ideas, but when it comes to living the life that like the majority of the members of ARNA promote, like if we want to live autonomously, off the grid, aquifer territory, Sun Village aquifer territory. So yeah, digging wells. This is the area to do it. Like you have people in authority that can back your idea up. Jurists that'll back you up. So it's really like there's no other opportunity like this. Like I wish we can get some kind of like infomercial or something.
I mean, we could. We could clip it and we'll make it to the infomercial.
I mean. Yeah. Like just to sell it and make it more, because that's what one of the rappers out here told me. It's like, well, you got to make it marketable. You got to make it like, man, this is what Sun Village is known about. This is what, So yeah, I'm glad to even just to be on here to talk about it and to get some possible people, some investors.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, and I think the big thing is, like you were saying, to make sure that we are keeping that in mind, that we want to move autonomously, and this is the perfect vehicle to be able to do that. It just takes a collective group of people to actually come together and actually make the decision to make it happen. Okay, so
yes, sir.
We got a question that popped up, and I'm gonna show it up because this is for the Sun Village topic where they have both of y'all. Question regarding Sun Village contact info to buy land. Where can they contact to get more info?
Call my office. That is wait, hold up. I'm not gonna put myself out there like that. It's gonna be too much. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that. So what I would say is, on the website,
there you go.
There is a
contact.
There's a contact part. There's a questions, comments, and concerns where you can send in.
Can you go to that, Minister Rashad, real quick?
I think it's on a drop down menu.
Yep.
Okay. So it's usually used for people in the village to have things that they want us to present during the meeting, our public meetings. Mm-hmm. But we can also use this for this, like for people who are interested, because this will come to me and the secretary's emails, and then you can put in there what you are interested in. And so you say, I'm interested in purchasing land in some village, and then we can have somebody reach out to you, then move forward like that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is Brother Salik, man. To add on to that question, we're actually in the process of connecting with realtors in that area. We know that there's many of them in that area that are Honduras and they speak Spanish. And so we can know that there's some racial barriers there and some discrimination. Mm-hmm. So we are networking with some real estate agents in that local area and outside the area to help when it comes to searching for land and possible land purchases. And there's other ways you can do things without a realtor, going through like, for an example, like discount lots, etc., where you can make loan payments to a third-party entity for the possession of property. So we will be connecting with some realtors to help e-residents and California residents help look for land for purchasing homes and stuff like that. So we're working on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, that's great.
Sir. I want to also say, I heard, some criticism because of the use of the word resident. And I understand, there's a difference between an inhabitant and a resident. And resident is seemingly used by they try to make the state a boogeyman or something like that. And, if you use the word, you're going to give up some kind of status. But when we're talking about extended resident, it is true in what we're saying. It is. You're not there. We're creating an entity for you to be there, right, and for you to be accessible there, So, just to clarify that, for people who may have had some kind of like jurist question, because I've heard that come up a couple times.
Yep. Yes, sir. No, that's great. And I guess the question I have is, when is the next public meeting for Sun Village?
And I had the meeting. It was okay. We have 2 public meetings now. Yes, okay, sir.
The next meeting will be October 23rd, 7 p.m.
All right, that's the Monday meeting, or is that the Sunday meeting?
That's the Monday meeting.
Yes, sir. So we have split our meetings up. So we announced to the County of Los Angeles that because there was so many questions coming about our reorganizing into a tribal township, So we decided to take another day to have a public meeting the day before our Monday meeting that we've been having. That's been set in stone with the county for 20 or more years. So we have a Sunday meeting, which would be October 22nd, and that's what we will be dealing with the tribal aspects of the town, and we are explaining the documentation and the findings that we found there that support our stance.
So for this month, is it at the same time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Sunday at 7, Monday at 7.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post it for everybody in the chat and also flash it on the screen for those who are watching on YouTube. October 22nd, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. October 23rd, which is a Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So any other things that you want to bring up, Mr. Sleek and Chief Answer, for Sun Village that we should know?
Sun Village, prior to me coming into the seat of the mayor, there was a mayor before me. She recently passed away. Her name is Magdalene Lawrence Aguma. She made an executive / emergency removal of her council and then reestablished us as a council. Her having full well knowledge of us, our membership in ARNA and some brothers in the Moore Science Temple. She did this, and she didn't tell me everything, but she knew that I did some research and I did enough that I would find out later. She had a lot of wisdom in what she did. I thought she was just slapping stuff together, but anyway, she signed an agreement with the next territory next to us that is an incorporated city called Palmdale. And there's a 10-year agreement that she signed. We came in like on the 5th to 6th year of this contract. So it's coming up next year, September 2024. And this land purchase and e-residency, all of this will help support us, because the agreement that she signed was to buy us time, because that big city was encroaching more and more up on Sun Village territory, to where even some of the addresses began to change. And then, like when he talked about some of the tension, he talked about some of the people who speak Spanish community. So I'm saying that to say that the support that we need and the people coming out here to invest in the land would show power, like, hey, we got people here, developing and doing stuff and, exercising their powers, their rights,
Yes, sir.
So yeah, just like Chief said, we're gonna be fighting for years. So come out here, do your thing. You're gonna be protected. It ain't like it's a violent situation, but business is warfare. So first time this is done, California talk about reparations. These types of things. So it's a good political atmosphere for us and ARNA to be in, and to be waving that, maybe pointing a star somewhere, on some actual land that California, the state, the feds, they don't have no choice but to recognize.
Interject as well, Minister Kojo, see if you can share that in the chat so I can just share it?
Share what in the chat, guys?
You said that you shared something, I believe, to the YouTube chat. I wanted to share that on the screen while he's speaking.
It was just the dates for the public meetings.
Did you
Yes, sir. And then, like, if you want to just get to the public meeting, just go to sunvillagecalifornia.org, scroll down, and then you'll see it's a little Google
Go
Meet
to the homepage.
link.
Yeah, go to the homepage.
Yeah, to the homepage. It's a Google Meet link, and you just go in right there.
Right. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Right here. Yep. Right there. And it'll take you to the meeting. So all I did was I just typed in the words October 22nd, 7 p.m. and then October 23rd, Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the meetings. So that's it. So we want y'all to participate. We want y'all to get involved. NJS is definitely involved with Sun Village. So we would just like to have more nationals participate. So did y'all have anything else to add on that? Anybody from NJS?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time, Minister Sleek.
Wait, 1 second. There's one more thing.
Okay.
I think that we have another portion of the website to where there's positions open for people who want to take officer positions in Sun Village.
Okay.
And that is in our labor department section. We have open a town recorder, a town assessor, and many other names or titles, to operate within the town. So, if there's any other name or businesses that somebody want to operate within a town, because we like whatever you think that a town would need, present it to us, so that we can look into it and see how beneficial it would be.
Thanks for the answer. Can I add on to that real quick?
Yes, sir.
All right. So according to the Sun Village bylaws, under Article 5, Section 1, there is 7 positions, elected appointed officers.
Yes,
so that is the mayor, deputy mayor, recording secretary. I
think you went mute, bro.
Yes. Okay. So it is mayor, deputy mayor, recording secretary, assistant recording secretary, correspondence secretary, treasurer, and parliamentarian. Those are the 7 elected appointed officers for Sun Village Town Council. However, Sun Village do have, which are other appointed officers, which would be a chaplain, editor, historian, as well. So those are elected positions that we are looking to fill. And in our bylaws, there's duties that outlines the responsibility of a chaplain, also as well as the editor, as well as the historian. So if there is anybody interested, again, I would just go back. If you don't have access to that, which we should make it public, it should be public on the website soon if it's not already there, and you'll be able to find out what our elected positions are, and it's notated in Article 5.
Yes, sir. And then just one more thing to add to that, when he brought up the bylaws, there's one thing that I have the authority to do is to appoint committees. And that is based off of what I see is has I won't say a major interest, but an interest. If a person can bring an interest to us, in Sun Village and gather enough. I mean, these are e-residents and people in Sun Village, not just anybody. But they say, hey, man, we want to do this. And if you can bring the people of interest and say, hey, and show that these people will be committed to carrying this out, then I can appoint a committee or appoint you guys as a committee. And then have it to where you would be an extension of us exercising that particular thing in some village. Yes, sir. So I just want to add to that part.
Yes, sir. I made another. I think that. Anything else we need to mention?
I think that's it for us, bro. I think, yeah.
Okay.
But thank you, bro. Thank you for that.
A question for the listeners. When it comes to development, would that be under the town management position?
Yes, sir. We have someone sitting in the seat of town management. Pretty good, very good brother, you know. And so, yeah, we would get at that particular brother. Pretty much the town manager is the mayor without the restrictions of a mayor. He's all over the town. He's checking in with all of the different entities, making sure everything is running right. Everybody's checking in, having their meetings and all of that. You know, I do the same thing, but his thing is more of an extension with entities outside of the town and how it's developing.
So outside partnerships and collaborations from different entities and stuff like that, he's touching and making sure that things are moving in the right direction and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean if you have an interest in that, you know, I always say that each of these positions should have an assistant. For, you know, proper checks and balances and stuff too. So if you do have that interest, and then we can see it goes before the council, you know, and then we have someone see, you know, the qualifications of the, you know, that you have. Then we can see like, hey, you know, you guys should work together on this, you know. So yeah, just in case you were saying that you was interested in that. Because I know, you know, you got the real estate. You have real estate knowledge, you know. You're owner. So I know what you know, I can see how you can fit in that position too.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Anything else or?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Well, Minister Sleek, you are free to go. Before we open it up back up to the public, you can hop back in on until then.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Peace.
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 Please.
Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Okay. Let us wrap the rest of this portion. Okay, so I made some notes on that. That was good stuff, Chief Ansar. So prosecution cases have been submitted. No need to mention details of that. Any questions on what was sent? Did everyone get a chance to read it? The reason why I'm asking is because we're going to need to set schedules to start the process of hearing these, whether they decide to go the route of taking the plea deal or the route of actually going to the full blown out trial. So, and I wanted to figure out everybody's availability and what best works for everyone's schedule for whenever we start scheduling these out. Does everyone know?
I will have to get back to you with that. I know soon. I'm not saying that I'm putting it off or anything. I just gotta clear my thoughts and like look at my calendar, and then even organize amongst ourselves how we gonna do that. We can do that, and I don't know. I'm just saying I think that it might take a minute, to come up with that right here, right now.
No, it was like a multi-layered question. So did everyone got the documents, right? Has everyone had a chance to look it over? I did.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next thing is that I want people to start looking at their schedules so that we can talk about it within the weeks, maybe next meeting, to figure out the best time slots so that we can address these, and then check with the executive branch's also schedule to make sure that our schedules align to address these things. So that's why that was the message, just to check everybody's schedule and then shoot us some dates or the best availability days, and then we'll check with the executive branch to make sure what's the best day, and then we'll go from there of what the best next day is once we have the best day for people. So that's all. We're just trying to organize schedules.
Are we aiming to do it before the next meeting, or are you saying as a part of the next meeting?
Before, if you can do it within the 2 weeks before our next meeting, that way we're kind of, at least we have an idea, and then we can get to the executive branch's schedule and see what their schedule is. That may take some time because everybody has things going on. So I just want to give a fair time to everybody to figure out their schedule, or what's the best day optimal for most people. So does that make sense?
Yeah, I think we can further the ARNA and the ARNA chat, or Drill Society chat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, so if no other questions on that or comments, we can move on. Is anyone within the NJS needing assistance? Any assistance? Are you able to serve your nationals as best as possible to your abilities? Just making sure that we're supporting each other, to make sure that if anyone needs assistance, that we get that. Okay, I'm gonna take that as a no. Any other business we need to discuss apart from the main agenda? Okay. Any new grievances that have came anyone's way that we need to be aware of or start discussing within the chat? All right. I'm gonna keep it moving then. Is there a national issue that anyone in the NJS is seeing that needs to be discussed or brought to the table? Okay.
A national issue. But now you mean within the nation?
Yeah.
I mean, other than, we in North America, it's a hostile environment, so that's a national issue. So just to reiterate the elephant in the room, is why we doing this. But yeah, other than that, no.
Okay. Yes, sir. No. I second that. Yes, sir. Okay. Any requests or bills that need to be introduced for the fall or up for next spring that we need to think about, talk about? Okay. Another thing that I wanted to discuss as well is looking to building a physical building for the NJS. Want to keep it under like 12K, right? And so is that something that we could like scout, put together some resources to make that happen? What do y'all think about that? Is it a waste of time? You know, um, you tell me.
I think that's a good idea. I don't think it will be under 4K though.
Say it again.
I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it's going to be under 12K. Especially if we're talking about doing the California.
I know.
I mean, we went through some stuff. We went through some awesome. We can show you some stuff. Mm-hmm. It's non-traditional, but what we're working with, it could be done.
Yeah. Right, but we're talking about not only the structure or the bones.
God, yeah, like a real estate investor.
Yeah. Yeah, you're thinking of like a shell. Yeah, we get into that. Yes, sir.
We gotta start somewhere. But I know what you're saying, Minister Rashad. So I want us to like really think about it, because I think that's something that we want to move towards too. So I don't know. We can figure that out. So
we're going to discuss finances wise as far as who would put into the pot for this.
We could all do it, right?
Right, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I know we probably need a large pool if everyone's resources aren't that expensive like that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Chief Answer, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, investment team. It's an investment team. So I was just thinking about even through the whole process of land acquisition and building on land, that can all be a particular group of members in ARNA like dedicated to one portion, building out, just like what we're talking about. Because we know where we can build it at in the land. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And then we're talking about water company. We're talking about, is it a well, sewer, the whole plumbing, and that's a whole other aspect of it as well.
I don't know. Making me sad sometimes. Is there a way to, from your experience, like taking, I know we've talked about this before, but like taking a trailer home and then maybe from like a cheaper state that's close by to California and then dropping it on some village land, and then we just maneuver it, I don't know.
I think it's a possibility of looking at maybe Nevada. I don't know how far Arizona is, but I also been doing some research, and it seems like there is a large market in California for RVs. And those are a little more mobile than mobile homes, even though they call them mobile homes. But to move a manufactured home, you need an actual truck. That person has to have a CDL, and they have to have a specific kind of truck called a toter truck to be able to move it. And depending on how far you're going, that could cost anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000. So for my research, I think, and I mean, y'all have to let me know if y'all would want to have that as a temporary location for governmental services, but RV. Because I have found RVs in the range that you're talking about, $8,000 to maybe $15,000. And then if that could be moved to the land, then all you have to worry about is the plumbing.
I like
So once we bring it to the land, now we're talking about having someone, if y'all want to do a septic tank, build a septic tank, maybe $3,000 to $5,000. In Georgia, I don't know California prices.
Gotta make that disclaimer.
Sewage, and then there's also some RVs where you can fill up for your water usage, like you fill up your RV. But it would probably be better to see if it could be some type of. I know we don't want to do a city water, so well or however we can do that to be able to provide the water to the RV.
Yeah.
But see, with that, there's no building. You don't have to do any building other than the whole plumbing. There's no building of any structures because we can just move the RV there.
How old are like the RVs that you've seen in that range? Like, are they like 2016 or are we talking about 2000? Like,
we're talking about 90s. Depending on what I want to do. So, they have the RVs where they're actually drivable themselves.
Okay.
And you also have the RVs where you can use a dually, you can use a pickup truck.
And haul it. Yeah.
For a mobile home, you can't use a pickup truck. You got to actually get a tow truck, have somebody, and pay somebody. But an RV, if it's a drivable one, you can drive it. Now, that's hard to find within $8,000 to $15,000, especially if you're talking about 2000 something. You might be able to find a 95, 90 somewhere. And some of them, to be honest with you, some of them are low mileage because in California, since in LA specifically, since the cost of living is just so high, a lot of people live in RVs. So it's like a lot of people are not even necessarily traveling a whole lot in them. Like I've seen RVs, 1990 something, and only had 50 to 70,000 miles on it, because it wasn't driven like that. It was just they were living in it and had it parked up.
Okay.
I think that's a good solution as well. That's a solution.
Okay. I like it. Let's look into it. Huh? Do they be looking like kind of falling apart on the inside, or not really?
Oh, some of them are pretty good. Now, of course, the newer ones are real good. That's got all the amenities and everything looking. But there's some that are pretty good. Even the ones that are from 95, say up to maybe 2010. There's some of them that look pretty good.
Okay.
Because I think I was telling you, I was already thinking about, I have a music situation out there, and I was thinking of a way that I would be able to go out there, but then still come back here to Atlanta. Maybe go out there once a month, something like that. And a way to do it where it doesn't have to be too expensive. I'm getting Airbnbs and something like that every time I go out there. So I was considering some village especially knowing that you'll have that land out there. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you like, let's say like you're there's like an RV, right? That you're like, okay, it's like a good price. Like, would that be something that you'd be willing to like, we would all go in on, and then like, a portion of it could be like used for like basically, just to lay your head down, and then it could be the other part of it could be used basically as a core building. I know that's not ideal, but it's an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be interested in that, especially when it comes to actually building on the ground. You got to start out with something, just to have feet on the ground there to start building.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard if you don't already have kind of like a temporary place set up, and you got to do a whole bunch of traveling. Right. But I think if we have somewhere temporary, and then we put our heads together, put our money together, that's definitely a situation where we can actually start building because feet are on the ground there.
Okay. So, okay. If you're willing to do this, right? Well, first of all, let me not even say it. Cheap answer, Mr. Trizette, what y'all think about that?
My thoughts are, if there's enough drive and capital behind it, and you can show how it can be fully laid out, then I'm with it. I'll back it. Of course, I'm for some like actual real construction, but to get something started and moving, so that we can get some actual real construction going, that would be a viable option, I think.
Yeah, because you can basically like, after that's, I don't know. You could.
There's also room to scale. Yeah. So with the RV being there, I heard the brother mention mobile home parks, and of course I'm into that over here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So once we get something there temporary, if we want to build something that's more permanent, permanent structure there, mm-hmm. we can do that because we already have that temporary place to whatever we need to do. Some need to take showers, need to use a bathroom, governmental procedures, whatever you need to do, lay down, sleep, shelter, already something there, which people can be located at. Once that structure is built, now this RV is a rental home.
That's what I was about to say.
It's also, so whether it's the whole moving RVs there, or whether it's moving manufactured homes there, or whether it's both, a combination of both, right? To start bringing income into some village.
Exactly. I mean, outlets. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to give it to you, Mr. Rashad. Let's put our heads together. Let's draft up something, and then let's present it.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. All right. So let me write that down. That's our action item. Good.
Yeah, get a price on that septic tank.
That will leave.
I mean, but a septic tank can be put on a truck too.
Yeah.
For $2 a mile.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it's the well. Yeah. You got water, you got sewage. now we're looking at electricity. I mean, I don't know if you want to do the whole solar panel.
Yes, sir. Yeah, or
I just don't know how.
a couple wind turbines.
Yeah, like I don't know how. What's the term I want to use? How good the solar? Because I bought some solar panels, but it wasn't something like I could like depend on. But it might just be how I had it set up. So I don't know how dependable the solar panels are. Especially if you don't really pay somebody to really set them up properly.
Mm-hmm. We the way I'm thinking, we have another, and Chief Ansar should know, we have another source of power that we can possibly look into to maybe utilizing that on some village land, but we would have to like finalize those kind of details with that brother.
Mm-hmm.
So, and same thing goes with the plumbing too, because I think there's a device that he has that he showed me that makes it really easy for the plumbing. But
and I don't know, like these solar panel companies that promote, them coming out to your home and installing solar panels on your roof. I don't know if they do that on mobile homes and RVs. I never seen that. To me, that's the most sustainable way of getting it done. Actually, getting a company that's going to put them up there on the roof. But as far as me trying the solar panels myself and putting them on the side of the house like that, it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't sustainable enough to be able to survive on that.
Right. Other alternative. Okay. I like this discussion. Yeah, we'll continue this discussion then. I didn't hear from Trezell, so Trezell, what you think about what's been presented?
Yeah, there's no other properties out there that we could get. Yeah, that seems feasible.
Okay.
Panels can be put on the ground if we have access to whatever land we own. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be some village land that we have access to and we control. So, I think the only thing that I would think about is the securing of it, right? Is the fencing, or that'd be the only thing. Is that how easy is that down?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The main thing I was thinking of is security.
Yes.
Main thing is security, because we're talking about some village, and if we, I think it's a good, when I started thinking militarily,
yeah,
we need our marshal's office up and active. I see.
Yeah.
When you said mobile homes, I said barracks. I mean, we gotta have, at least some of that. So that has to be dedicated to. Part of that has to be dedicated to security.
Yeah.
Somebody that's there that's gonna be, not just fencing, but surveillance.
Correct.
And
correct.
Defense.
Correct.
About to go. My battery's about to go.
Okay, hold on. Okay, that's good. Let me make sure I make a Trezell.
Yeah, I know if we're doing it the conventional way, the surveillance is easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we're using platforms that already exist like Arlo and things like that. If y'all would want to do that or have our own monitoring system, but just in the beginning using things like Arlo, that's very easy.
Okay, yeah, I never heard of that. See, that's right.
You said Arlo?
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Now for that, we will have to have internet connection.
Okay.
Okay.
But as soon as we have an internet connection, we can use Arlo. That's what I have at my house, my property right now. And I just have cameras up on each door and the garage door. So that's easy.
Each door. Okay. You said Arlo, right? Like, did I spell it right?
ARNO.
Oh, AR.
And it's like it's an app that you put on your phone, and it sends you
Notifications. So it's kind of like a Ring, but a little bit more advanced.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's probably the same thing. I think Ring is just it's just the way that they promote it, where not only is it video, you can you're ringing the actual, the thing. I think that's the only difference about it. I think with Ring, I guess it's set up where when the person actually comes and rings a doorbell, that's when it starts. With Arlo, it's more so just a motion. Any motion that comes around the house, it picks it up.
Does it record it too in story, or does it just take a picture?
So Arlo is always live.
Oh.
And then whenever there's motion, it has a motion sensor as well. So then it records when something, tricks off the motion sensor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, would it be possible? Like, does it have a feature where you can I know it's always on, like live feed, but is there a way to store that data? Say.
I think only if the motion sensor goes off.
I see. Okay.
Unless it's something that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It also might be a possibility that you can, because the thing about it is it's battery powered. There's no wires.
Okay, gotcha.
So if it was just storing the whole time, it would be running out real quick.
Right.
Battery. So it only just picks up when something's near it.
Okay. I'll make a note of that.
And I can share some links to the RVs that I'm finding in the chat as well.
Dope. All right. I'm making note of that too. Okay. Without keeping everybody too long, I appreciate everybody tuning in on the live for this. I want to open it up for the Nationals to come in for the last 20 minutes before we actually close it out with Minister Rashad doing the preamble. So if you don't see the link is on the screen. It's on Mr. Rashad's screen as well at the top. I could share it in the chat again too. So let me just share it in the chat again. Copy. And then whoever wants to come in, we'll see you come in. Make sure your camera's on. Make sure you're fully clothed. Don't do anything weird. And we will let you on. So other than that, we'll let the 20 minutes go by. If we don't, then we'll close it out. So I think this was a healthy discussion on the things that we're doing. Let's see. Make sure that there's no questions on the live. Okay, cool. All right. Let me see. Let me go here. So you think that it will be a little bit? Have you seen where those RVs you could do like a payment plan, or do you have to you have to pay it all at once?
There could be a certain website for that, but as far as where I've been looking, no, it's just cash.
Oh, okay, got it.
I think if you're doing payment plans, it's going to be a company website. You know, I'm more so find like individuals who are selling theirs.
Oh, like the owners and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, because they'll sell it at a raw, cheaper deal than going through a company. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And you've been seeing it for like in the 15K range?
Yeah, I've been seeing in the I've just been putting in the Los Angeles area. And I've been seeing them some more, but I've seen them as low as 8,000.
Okay. That's really not that bad, honestly. I think the only thing is
especially if we can find one that's drivable.
Yeah, you know? Because you could drive that thing and go wherever it needs to go, you know?
Right.
You don't have to haul it. But you're saying you're only seeing it in the 90s, right? That are at those prices.
Yeah, those prices, yeah.
Well, I mean, shoot.
I mean, you can always start off and upgrade later.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. Let me see. Because if I don't see anybody coming in, we can just conclude the meeting and then we can close it out so that everybody can get to what they need to get to for the day. But I don't see anybody come in, or I don't see any questions in the chat. So I'm gonna make the decision to close it out. So, unless anyone disagrees. All right. So, Minister Rashad, would you mind closing us out with the preamble?
I don't mind.
Appreciate you, God.
We the people of the Aboriginal Republic of North America, asserting all natural Aboriginal rights as the oldest recorded Aboriginal indigenous peoples of the America, consisting of an Aboriginal union of indigenous peoples living in accord with natural law, the law of our ancestors do hereby recognize all nationals of the Aboriginal Republic of North America as unified community, establish our divine right to self-rule, make common defense of our nation, a complete unified world for progress and prosperity, by and for our people, establishing justice by way of natural law and equality and complete autonomy as a nation.
I'm sorry, I always get hyped about that. So I appreciate everybody's time from the NJS. And we'll see each other 2 weeks from now. You'll see a new Zoom link because we had some changes that we just need to change up the link. And everybody on YouTube who attended, appreciate y'all's attendance as well. And yeah, we'll just, for the NJS side, just start thinking about those dates, the availability timeline, or days that are the best. And then let's talk about it in the chat, and then we'll go from there. Chief Ansar, did you have anything to add, or no? You good? Okay. Peace to the gods.
Peace.